Good day, RGV. Today on Valley por Vida, there's a lot to break down, so let's just go ahead and dive right in. The show starts right now. Hi there, and thanks again for joining us today. I'm your host, Danielle Banda. Now, I'm beyond pumped about the way we're kicking off today's show. See, seasoned comedic actor Jeff Holman has literally stolen the show in the highly anticipated film, Being the Ricardos. Now, the film is now in select theaters as well as streaming via Amazon Prime, and I'm telling you, it's one that you're not going to want to miss. Now, Jeff plays Roger Otter, a high-ranking studio exec at Philip Morris, working directly with Lucille Ball, played by actress Nicole Kidman. Jeff has also appeared in the successful series Showtime's The Yellow Jackets, which actually just received a Critics' Choice Award nomination for Best Drama, and we couldn't be happier for all his success. So without further ado, here's comedic actor Jeff Holman to tell us all about his role in director Aaron Sorkin's film Being the Ricardos.
Hi, it's Jeff Holman. Hi, RGV. I'm an actor in Los Angeles. I am currently in Being the Ricardos, and I have a recurring character in Yellow Jackets. And you can look for me in Minx on HBO Max in 2022. Luckily, I have an excellent team. My agent and my manager both work incredibly hard for me, and as do my publicists. I just have a great team behind me who send me lots of auditions to do, and I do them in my room. I've got a little self-tape set up, and my wife is my reader and my cinematographer and my director, and she's always suggesting, oh, why don't you try it like this? I'm like, it's a great idea. So it's not all me. It's definitely my team. Being the Ricardos was so fun, and basically just came from one of these self-tape auditions. It's funny because it had some really complicated directorial specs. They wanted to start with a really tight shot of the eyes and then slowly pull back as the scene's going on. I'm telling my wife, yeah, that's right. You've got to do the pinch and zoom on the iPhone while you're doing the scene. I'm like, who the hell does this person think he is making us do all these cameras? Well, it was Aaron Sorkin. So it's all good. Well, I didn't even know that it was an Aaron Sorkin project at first. I just saw that it was Francine Maisler doing the casting. I was like, oh, okay, so this is a big feature film. So when I booked it and I realized I'm in an Aaron Sorkin film, first they said like, okay, you're on a veil. Which basically means like you haven't booked it, but it's down to you and one other person. I'm like, okay, got it. So they got some big star on the hook, and they're just waiting for the okay, and I'm like the backup. Like, I'm never actually going to get this role. And then they go, like, you booked it. You're going to be working with Aaron Sorkin. I'm like, what? So it was completely surreal. I mean, to have my wife and I are huge movie buffs, and so we talk in movie quotes. And we love Aaron Sorkin movies and shows. And so we're always talking in those quotes to each other. So to meet the guy who like created the language of our life was unbelievable. And then, but to have him actually be like, okay, you're the best person for this role. Here you go. That was just, could knock me over with a feather when I found out. And, but everyone was super cool. Everyone was super cool, down to earth. Thought I'd be intimidated working with all these Oscar winners and stuff, but everyone was super generous, down to earth, nice, kind is what keeps coming to mind.
Being the Ricardos is now playing in theaters and is available to watch on Amazon Prime Video. And don't forget that you can also watch Showtime's The Yellow Jackets out on there as well. Plus, you've got to go and follow Jeff on Instagram because he's always posting super cool photos and behind-the-scenes content, and you won't want to miss it. And since Jeff's got us in the mood for some Lucille Ball, we thought it'd be great to dedicate today's fun facts segment to her. So according to mentalfloss.com, Lucille Ball never graduated from high school. It's pretty interesting. See, as a teenager, she was determined to be a performer, and at the age of 15, she left high school and moved to New York City to attend drama school. The site says that when theater work just wasn't quite panning out, she took on some modeling gigs under the name Diane Belmont, and that's what ultimately led her to being discovered as an actress. Now, the site also says that she was the first woman to head a major production company, and after over a decade of groundbreaking work and A-list success in Hollywood, she became the first ever female head of a major Hollywood production company. And this company, which she had formed with Desi Arnaz, produced so many great series like Star Trek, Mission Impossible, The Untouchables, and of course, I Love Lucy, as well as many others. And her status as a national treasure really is well documented according to this site. See, she collected scores of nominations and awards in recognition of lifelong contributions to film, TV, radio, and stage, and even earned awards like Woman of the Year in Newsweek's title of Top Female Entertainer of the 20th Century, and others. Her projects, including I Love Lucy, will no doubt be remembered by all. I Love Lucy will, in fact, long live in our hearts. And speaking of hearts, it's actually American Heart Month. And in order to promote heart-healthy behavior, South Texas Health System Heart invites you to take part in their Heroes with Heart 5K on Saturday, February the 26th. Now, our team went ahead and dropped by their location to learn all about how you can take part.
Content segments during Valley por Vida were paid for by South Texas Health System.
It's officially American Heart Month, so all February long, South Texas Health System Heart is raising awareness about heart disease in our community. It is one of the most common illnesses that we find here in our community, and so one of the big things that we do is we try to promote prevention in the community. And so this year, as we've done in the past, we're hosting our Heroes with Heart 5K. It's a race. It's an official race that you can either walk or run in, and it's really all just to get people motivated to live a heart-healthy life and really pay attention to their heart health. When it comes to your health, hearing from physicians is always important and getting their advice, but sometimes it's important to also hear the stories from people who are struggling with those issues that we have when it comes to our health, so that you have somebody who is like you that you can basically feel like you have a connection to and understand what they're going through. And so each year we select ambassadors for our Heroes with Heart Run, and we try to find people who have not only survived but thrived with heart disease or heart disease in their families. So this year we are honoring teachers and educators. Right now they are on the front lines after this pandemic. They're the ones that are in the classrooms dealing with the effects of the coronavirus pandemic and how it's affected how we teach, how we learn, and how we live. And so we wanted to honor them this year. So we have two amazing ambassadors who are part of our Heroes with Heart 5K. We have one teacher, Brenda Mata, who is a teacher in Mercedes, and she actually had a heart attack when she was 31 years old. It came out of nowhere, and later she came to find out that she had a genetic disorder in her heart that caused one of her arteries to collapse. And that's just one of those examples where you see it firsthand and you hear from somebody who was living a perfectly normal life, wasn't feeling well, and then all of a sudden had to go and have a stent put into her heart so that she could, into her artery so that she could live. And so those stories are really important. So that's what we want to do, is share those stories with the community, let them know how important it is to take preventative measures to prevent your heart from having any issues. Yes, so our Heroes with Heart 5K, right now you can register at sthsactive.com. You're able to go online, register. You can hear our stories from our ambassadors. You can learn more about the race. You can follow the route that you're going to be taking. The race will start right here at our STHS Heart location, and it'll return here. So you'll get to see a nice little view of McAllen and come right back to the Heart Hospital for that 5K. You can either walk it or run it, and all you have to do is just choose that as you're signing up on our website. You go to sthsactive.com, and we have a very special promo code for all Valley Por Vida viewers today. So if you are watching, all you have to do is use the promo code Por Vida, and you'll be able to save an extra $5 on your registration.
Content segments during Valley Por Vida were paid for by South Texas Health System.
Again, this year's run is dedicated to the Valley's own heroes with heart educators who have survived and thrived in their own battles with heart disease. And you can share your own story and your run with photos and videos on social media. Just make sure to tag STHS and use the hashtag STHS Heroes with Heart. And of course, you can visit sthsactive.com for more. All right, we're going to go ahead and give you a chance to lock this down in your calendar, and we'll see you right after the commercial break.